Hey everybody, it's Steve with Sky194, and I appreciate you taking the time to visit and check out my video.
Going double file.
And we're here back trying the Coach Dave Sprint Series, GT3 Sprint Series here in Low Fuel Motorsports. I'm on outside pole in the Huracan. Got a Porsche on the pole. Ran really good. See what we can do.
Green light, go, go, go. Car on the right.
Oh, big wreck behind me.
Clear on the right.
It's really cold.
Yellow flag in sector 1.
Yeah, big yellow flag. That was like a massive wreck.
Yellow flag ahead. Charlie in front.
Boy, debris everywhere.
Well done, babe. Fastest lap of the race so far.
Tires look all right. I didn't go deep enough there.
Well done, mate. Go for that.
Keep pushing. Better. Mess that up. Nissan's going.
Well done, mate. This has been your personal best. Come on. Well done, mate. Personal best.
That Porsche, he's flying. still right on my Delta, so that's what I can do. Gotta watch that.
We're halfway through, not over yet.
Keep on it. This is the strongest part is here at the right here in this section of Porsche. Tires still look okay. That was bad. That was real bad. Cut it too much. He got really loose. He got into a tank slapper. And it's starting to slide a little bit more. Qualified at a 144.3 something. He qualified at a 144.2. Same setup. That's better. a good lap. Still happy with that. Oh, he had another mistake. Nissan's quick. He's in the dirt a lot, but he's been running really good. He didn't that time. About almost the 46s. He must have went off in the dirt too much. A little too deep. Still happy, like I said, near my Delta, so. Probably really fortunate that for me. I mean, I hate to sit, I hate to, I wouldn't like to see that happen, but probably fortunate for me, they all wrecked behind me. They're probably crawling all over me. They could get by the Porsche.
Yellow flag in sector 3.
Wish I could get it to go through here just a little bit better. I'm real happy just if I can keep it right around this. I lost some time in that through that chicane. Pulling away a little bit from the Porsche. Come on. Whoa. A little bit too much brake. There's more stuff everywhere. Watch that curb on the inside there. It'll definitely mess you up.
Excellent job, mate. EVO.
Woohoo!
What a race. Well done. Well managed. Bring it back home.
I'll take it. Yes. Woohoo! So, happy with that. I needed that really bad here in low fuel motorsports. It's been pretty bad lately. So, I don't get wins that often, so I'll take them any way I can get them. Of course, this is, you can see there at the top, split 2, which I'm usually in. Sometimes most of the time in split 2 since I've been struggling, but a couple times I've been in split 1 a few times. Just depends a lot of times on how many people's in the race, or, on the server. Some, usually between the 2, but I'd like to get back to split 1, so that's why I got to keep improving. Trying to finish, up in the top 10 and just staying out of trouble. I mean, that's easy to say, hard to do, but that's definitely what I need to try to do anyway. So we need to go over the setup. So we'll go over the data and all that. So we'll come back at the track after we get out of the server and check it out. All right, we're back, and that was a fun race. Of course, it's always fun when you finish decent. So I was happy to win that race. Like I said, I don't get too many of those, so I'll take every one I can get, especially in low fuel motorsports and the way things going. Maybe things are starting to finally turn around, so that would be great. I sure wish I could see my ratings and both just keep going up instead of going the wrong direction. So let's go over the setup. So we got 24/7 left front, 25/2 left rear, 26/4 right front, and 26/4 right rear. That's really close. It might be a little off because I think that's the temperatures I had in the race, and it was really cold. But I did adjust them back, so they're actually really, because what I did is I just adjusted the brake ducts. So I think it's close. You might have to go a couple degrees here or there, but again, you got to adjust the tire pressures to your track conditions. Toe is a negative 0.02 with the camber at negative 3.8 on the left front and negative 3.6 on the right front, and the caster at 12. The toe on the rear is a negative 0.15. Now I think I'm going to change this back to just 1. There we go. Just to a negative, not to a negative, to a positive. It's just a positive 0.1 on the rear. And the camber is at negative 3.1 on the left rear and negative 2.9 on the right rear. Okay, and that's that. Electronics are 3 and 4, which, again, I tried 2 earlier in practice, and I didn't like it. The car was too upset with it. But ABS, you might be able to go down to 3, so that's something that you could consider. I was going to actually try that in a race, and I actually forgot. Fuel, of course, I had 50 liters. That's what I had, or 48 or 50 or something like that, in the low fuel motorsports, and that worked out fine. So thank you, Joe Blow. Mechanical got 5 on the anti-roll bar, 55 on the brake bias, which I did turn down, so that's not a problem. Steering ratio is all the way down, and I think I turned it down to 53, which I think it didn't like it too much down that low. 54, I think, is about right around 54, maybe just a little under, is probably about all you want to do, unless you're really getting lots of understeer. But we're going to also do something about that also. Springs are 190,000 with a bump stop rate of 700 and a bump stop range of 3. And the springs on the rear are 164,000 with a bump stop rate of 600 and a bump stop range of 15. Any roll bar is 5 and the preload on the diff is 80. Now, when I ran the 44.3, I had one more click of anti-roll bar. I had 6. So I think I'm going to change it to that, go to 6. And if you don't like it, you can always go back to 5. But it just helps the car rotate through that long right-hander and also the other fast right-hander there going up the hill a little bit there. So both of those, it just helps the car rotate a little bit easier without having to crank so much steering in it. And like I said, that's what I had when I did my 44.3. So again, again, if it's a little bit too rotates too much, you can always just back that anti-roll bar back down to 5. But I don't like having to rely too much on the rear brake, and it doesn't help if you're not on it anyway. But I mean, I don't like having to do that too much with the Lamborghini, too much rear brake, and it ends up not liking it. The shocks. Okay, so we're going to go over those, and I have just glanced at them. They looks like they need a few little adjustments, so let's go over those. And I already have Motec pulled up, but I haven't made any adjustments. So, we're going to look at them together. And, they don't look too bad, really, to be honest with you. Now, I'm going to show you. See, there's the 44.34 because it records everything from the whole thing. That was my qualifying. I did a 44.34, and this was my fastest lap of the race, a 44.7. So I'm going to go off of that because obviously that has more more fuel in it and things like that. So it might changes things a little bit. So I'm more worried about the race setup. So that's what we're going to go off of. Here. It's really not too bad. You have 48.9, so actually it's not real bad. But it does look like it's bunching up here. It's not real linear, and this is just a teeny bit above it. Not much, so it's really close. But, you know, I don't know if there's anything we can do with it or not. Yeah, we can do something with it. So what I'm going to do is, again, I want this below this and rather have this a little bit more linear. We're just going to basically take off the, I don't know why that comes up. I'm going to basically take off the fast rebound a little bit. And because if this drops just a teeny bit, it would go underneath there. So I really don't want to do that anymore. So we're just going to drop it down a couple. So we'll do that. Leave that alone. This one is over 50. It's, again, we're trying to get as near 50 as we can between these two numbers together. So, you know, that's 51.1. So, again, but this is at least below it. But I'm not sure if we can do anything because this is already, you know, again, it's pretty linear, but I don't know if we can really do anything with that one. No, we already got fast bump all the way down, and the bump is there. So I'm just going to have to leave it as close as it's going to get. Here, again, this looks a little better than the other side, but it's a little too high. But it looks more linear. Again, it's 49.3, so again, it's not bad, but we need to bring this down. So I'm going to go ahead and do a different adjustment on this side. Of course, see, it was higher than the other side, so we need to we'll just equal this back out, and that'll probably bring it right down to where it's the same thing. So that's what we'll do. We'll bring that down. This is 50.7, and again, there's really not a lot we can do because at least it's below it, and it's not too bad looking, so I'm just going to leave that alone. So now we'll go to the rears. Now what you can do with the, you know, I do this a lot when you have a lot of, on the front, you know, when you have a lot more travel, obviously in the front suspension. And a lot of these are all different from one car to another because the suspension travels different on every car. The geometry is different on every car. So that's why the graphs are always different. Okay, so, I mean, you know, this is going up to like 8 or 8.5. I got ones that go up to 10, 12, you know, way up higher. I mean, it all depends on the geometry and the travel of the suspension. So, again, but you can see a lot of times, and this is the way it is a lot of times with the mid-engine cars, the back end, you got hardly any movement. So the graph is really, you hardly see anything. So what I do is I right-click, go to Properties, and then here is where the scale is on this, you know, and it's like to 10 is the scale here. That's the scale. It goes up to 10. So now you can see this goes up to about 4. So I'll just go up to like 6. I'll knock this down to 6. Hit OK. And see, now it changes the scale of the graph. And you can just see it gives you a little bit more so you can see what the difference is. You know, you can see a little bit more of what the rate is. You know, when it's so tight like that, you can't, it looks like there's no difference at all. So, again, we're taking a look. We got 48.6 over here. It really doesn't look too bad, to be honest with you. I wish it would be almost more like the other side. So I might go one more click. Let's see what it looks like. Yeah, I think it needs one more click. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go one more click on this side, on the rebound. So hopefully that would bring it, that would bring this up a little bit, right up near it, like almost like this side. So that'll bring it up closer a little bit, give it a little bit more of a rake up as much as we can. Even though you're not getting much, but anything's better than nothing. Over here you got 51.4 or something like that. So that's a little too high. This is just about even, so I wish I could bring this down. So we can go, let's see, we can go down one click. I'll go down one click, but that's it. Can't do really much else. And that hopefully would bring this down maybe a little bit more. And this side, looking here on the right rear, let's see, we got, so that's 38, 48, 49. So it's 49 even. That's not bad. I can't raise this up at all because it's right to the top already. and I can't really do the fast bump because it's going to push this up and just not make it real linear. It's going to bunch it up. So there's really not a lot I can do with that one. This one's 51, so it's 50.51 even. So again, it's a little too high, so we need to bring this down like the other side. So I'm just going to go one click down, and that's it. So there we go. So now they're just, again, click here, click there, but it just makes it a little bit better. Should make it just, fine tune. Again, it's really, fine tuning what we have. But again, I do this with every time I do this, just to check it and double check it, just to make sure it's the best I can make it, and on this particular setup. So, go over the front. We got 9, 1, 13, and 8. And on the rear, well, left rear is 3, 1, 11, 2. And the right rear is 3, 1, 12, 2. So that's what we have. So that's the shocks. Aero, we got 56 in the front, 61 in the rear with a 7 wing and a 2 in the brake ducts. And, this should be 3. I'm sorry, that's what I changed. So when it was so cold, because it was like 15, 16 Celsius, I had it down to 2. So, but usually I have it at 3. And so that is, front aero variation is 4.2 to the positive. So again, and you see that the speed down the straightaway, I was doing 164 miles an hour with the Lamborghini. And of course, if you watched the video the other day with the Porsche, I was only doing like 158. So I think it was 158. So again, big difference. I mean, that's like 6 miles an hour, but the times were pretty much the same. I was running 44.7 here, and the Porsche I was running the exact same time. So it's pretty much kind of crazy because, I mean, they're just two different ways of doing it. And of course, that's what makes it so hard for the Porsche. You really got to plan it and really got to be aggressive on passing, because you're not going to do it going down the straightaway. Not going to happen. Even if you're in his draft, which is good, because in the draft, I would probably, like if I was following myself in the draft, I'd probably, gain a couple miles an hour, at least, depending upon how close I could stick to him. I'd probably be doing 160, 161, so I would be a lot closer to him, but you're not going to be able to pass him. So, again, that's where you got to set it up and do it. So again, different cars, and that's what's so great about it. I mean, they attack things in different ways, and that's why I guess I'm so addicted to just not one car. I'm addicted to all the cars, because I just love how each one has its own attitude and its own way of doing, attacking the whatever track you're at. And those are things I enjoy. Of course, it does hurt me because I don't get super dialed in with one car myself as driving. But, of course, I try to also do a lot of setups, so it's, for all of us. So, if I just concentrated on one car all the time, I might be really good at that car, but it, really doesn't help out the community either. So, again, there's pros and cons to both sides. So, again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and enjoyed the race, and I'll take it. And even though there's a lot of fast guys in LFM, no question. So I sure hope you enjoyed it, and hope you give me a like and subscribe. And, of course, this exact setup will be in the description. There's a link there. So, again, all these setups, all these races I do or setups, they're all free, and they're there for you to try. And that way, if you like it, you like it. You don't, you don't. But they're there for you to try if you wish. And, of course, I do have a PayPal account in the description also if you want to help support the channel that way. So thank you so much for all your support, your likes, your watching the videos, a big thing too. Again, that's really important for all the YouTube stuff, but even if it takes a couple times, if you watch the video through, that's really important. So again, thank you for all that do that, the supporters that all do those things. That's a big help too. So thank you, and I hope you come back soon. Y'all take care. See ya.